ladies and gentlemen, to round 6 of our first tournament for Season 1 for Dominion's 4 AI Battles. Welcome back. It's 120 degrees out in Arizona right now, and it's what better time to have a match with Abysia, the realm of flames and like demons and like guys that radiate flames, and right now. So we have Abysia versus Shinuyama, which kind of matches all the weeby music that is playing right now. If you don't know what it's from Shin Megami Tensei 4, and I finally actually changed the text so that's actually a Japanese ability text, so it can actually display the name of the track. But without too much further ado, let us get into this match. As you can see by the odds, I am paired up with Shinuyama, which is the Japanese faction. At this point in the Middle Ages, I don't play a whole lot of Shinuyama in the Middle Ages. I usually play them late ages, which is when they shine as like a human faction and less about like Tengus and Oni, and more about just like plain old samurais. So let's hopefully they move out and attack soon. Let's look at what's around them. 80 ghouls, 30 lizardmen. I think they could take these militiamen. Yeah, just a lot of like Bakamona stuff. So like a lot of like tiny Oni and stuff like that. All right, so now let's look at the stats. So for the pretender god of Shinuyama, we have Hao Shan, which is kind of weird that the Chinese faction random name came up with a Japanese name of Masatsugu, and then we have Hao Shan, which is a Chinese name for the Japanese faction. Doesn't make too much sense, but it looks like he's got a high turmoil, he's got high production, no change on temperature, high growth, low luck, high magic, decent sized domain growth of 6. He's available right now, so he can come out if he needs to, and it looks like they're breaking. That's not good. Got cursed Bakemono generals, and then just like little tiny, like, I don't know, like goblins, but they weren't enough to hold back these lizardmen. Are we gonna have another potato match? Is it gonna be Marignan all over again? Oh man, who knows? Ugh. All right, let's go back to looking at the stats. Actually, let's get into a match first. Abysia is proclaiming a prophet. All right, and the rest of his stats, he's not really, doesn't have a whole lot of magic. I think it's like level 6, I can't read it from here. Level 6 Astral, which is not enough for Twist of Fate, but it gives some magic resistance, which might come in handy. As for their opponent of Abysia, we have Ulnun, the Solar Disc, and he's got quite a bit of fire magic associated with him, a neutral Dominion, so he's gonna be actually growing less than Hao Shan. He's got very unlucky province. He's got massive drain, so researching is going to be a problem. But he's got a lot of growth. I think they prefer heat scale +2 Abyssians, so he's got a negative associated with this as a +3, but it's less of a negative for them and more negative for Hao Shan if his dominion goes into their provinces. And 2-piece and 3 production, it's really small, I cannot see. But they should have flame weapons. And again, Shinuyama is being routed by these lizardmen. This is not a good place for them at all to be in. We go back to Hao Shan here. It's actually a kind of good synergy here. He has Fortune Teller, which is that black orb next to the chill hand. Fortune Teller helps prevent negative events, so the negative associated with his luck, it won't be really coming into play in the home province. So that should be good for them. And they have not moved out, and we have Abysia at our borders. We probably have had them for a while, and I just haven't been paying attention. There's already a fort here, so they must have been building that. Or maybe they're stationed. No, that is Abysia. That's their home province. Holy shit. They're like right at our borders. This spy is like giving me this information here. That's crazy. The hometown, the whole province of Abysia is 1 province away from me, and it looks like they're moving, or at least were moving, on an outwardly path. They could take me out quite early. All right, let's get Hao Shan's stats off the field. Are they gonna be able to take the Black Marshes with their low-tier troops? This might be a very quick match. So we got some like ogres here. Yeah, go back, Bakamona. And they actually they recruited the mercenaries, which is like exactly what they needed to do at this point. They don't have the production to like afford really large forces, and the problem I have with like these fodder infantries. These lizardmen are gonna cause a break in it right now. Yep. It's very disappointing to see that happening. And I hate to not commentate on the match, but not a whole lot is happening from our point of view as being discipled to Shinuyama. That's potatoing pretty hard now. Thank goodness they got these mercenaries here. But I was looking at the brackets and I was talking about how I think Marignan might be the best shot of defeating Aramor. And the bracket is Aramor versus Marignan in the next round. So either the priests of Marignan are gonna come through, or Aramor is just gonna steamroll. And at that point, I don't know if anyone can come against them. There's other factions with stronger priests, but I don't know. Marignan seems like the strong counter to Aramor, seeing as how they're very fire damage oriented. Thank goodness that Shinuyama got these mercs. They wouldn't have been able to do anything without these mercs. That last battle, they wouldn't have been able to win because they were breaking. And that battle was entirely due to the mercs. So once they lose them, I don't know if they're gonna be able to do this. The turmoil in their domain is kind of shitty, but I think it might be the first era of Shinuyama that might have the chaos-powered Oni, and I think it is, because the Oni are not really around for the Bakemono. It basically for Shinuyama, the way they traverse through time. Early ages, they're ruled by Oni, and Bakemono are like the slaves. And then Bakemono rule humans in the Middle Ages, and then humans rule everything basically in the late ages, which is kind of cool. Man, thank goodness that. Otherwise, we'd have another potato match on our hands, and I don't want to see like a completed one-sided match. And it might already be, you know, because Abysia might be building like forts and things already with cathedrals. That's typically enough. Hold out. And unfortunately, if there is a siege on our castle, we don't have the benefit, or at least the god we're discipled to doesn't have the benefit of giving us free units. So if there is a siege on our fort, there's almost no way we're going to be able to break it with these allies. But on the bright side, we should be actually getting gold because we aren't a complete negative on stats like Aramor is set up. So we should be able to afford the constant resupplying of, hey, they held. That's good. We're gonna be able to afford the constant resupplying of defense forces for our militia, as seen right here. Abysia is making their move. Oh, actually no, I guess they're not. This province was taken over by 100 barbarians. If this force attacks me, this might be over for Shinuyama. Like, obviously, the independents don't move, but I don't know. This is kind of ridiculous. If 100 barbarians spawned in this province, what's stopping them from spawning in here? There's nothing. And we have a war elephant, mainly of war elephants. So that means at least more than half of them are war elephants. Oh, that's so fucking cool. We're gonna see our first conflict? Not yet. And they're pushing down, which I guess is the smart move to get the territories outside of the front lines. Alright, Shinuyama with their ogres, and then just Bakemono, and then the human slaves, which are the Ashigaru guys here, the peasants. They got wolves. I guess the wolves are okay against things. This is the issue that I have. They're gonna break, and then they kind of cause low morale for everything else. Like, they should easily win this fight, but like if the humans break, which was very possible. But they did it. They did it. So if I was gonna say, if I was gonna pick a favorite, I've had played Abysia, but not as much as some of the other factions, and I have played Middle Ages Shinuyama, but not as much as the other Shinuyamas. If I'd had to pick a favorite, I would say I would go to Abysia. Like I've always had trouble with Shinu. Like it's just I don't know. Their troops early are just so freaking weak. They're just trash, and they die so easily. Like the wolves and then the Bakemono shows. It's like I can't play like the Middle Ages of them. So like I would have to give it to Abysia. I think their god is a stronger god as well. Though I really would, it would be, I don't know, my weebdom wants a fucking Japanese faction to win, but I don't know how likely that's gonna be. But they're doing it. They're destroying these low-powered independents. I don't know how exciting that is, but these guys got no dashis. Yeah, they got no dachis. I mean, they should be longer if there were no dachis, but I was assuming that they were because they were giants. So, man, this is crazy. So we have like the 3 capitals within 3 moves of each other. That's pretty cool. And like they don't, like if Abysia wanted to, they could probably take this province and then just go here and then assault Shinu, or they could just assault me. We haven't had a victory by loss of my disciple through the actions of the opponent yet. We've had it happen with independence. It would happen in the Pelagia, however you want to call it, match. Because I gave a handicap to my land god because I felt like it was a completely unfair map gen, and I could do that. I can give up some of the advantage. I set precedent. I can delete my fortress if I so choose, and I deleted my fortress, and in 2 turns, the amount of unrest in the zones straight up just caused the independents to attack and kill me or take my territory. So. I don't know if I'll do that again, but I set precedent, so I could do that again if I so choose. But I only think I'll do that if it's a land versus water faction, and it's just so one-sided. That's the worldwide event. Old. That's not a good sign for Abysia here. However, since they have that additional point into fire, that one cold is actually going to do them a whole lot of good. It's going to bring them down to their normal level, and it's actually increasing their productivity. So now they're going to be in their actual like home temperature range. Oh, Bakemono. And some ogres. Like some of their larger units are actually really good. And they got a Kappa here. But like, it's the issue of getting to those units is the real problem. I mean, early game, I don't know. Maybe I'm playing them wrong. Maybe the AI's playing them wrong. Looks like Abysia decided to split their forces. There's a pincer maneuver going on here for the territories around Shinuyama. And Abysia probably could definitely take these 2 properties right here with this force. And I'm assuming they probably have a lot of these. They have at least a single pathway unless the independents decided to attack. And another attack on Solaria. It's freaking barbarians, man. Oh wow, what is this random generation? Why are the slingers ahead? Oh man, I don't think anyone's breaking this. As long as I have the money to reinforce this militia, coming from obviously the domain of my pretender god. Those freaking javelins are just gonna wreck like 90% of the units that are gonna come and be independent uprisings against me. But look at this, now it's 173 units versus 120. These 120 will 100% destroy these units. Like there's like 90% like fodder units, as you can tell. Like look at this, there's like all those like little dudes. It's disappointing to see. Alright, so we have a spy and another spy. Good thing about Shinuyama is that they have a lot of stealthy units, so you can get like this information. Looks like Abysia has moved into the water. Holy shit, I did not expect that. They must have obviously bought some aquatic units, because normally Abysia, the realm of fire, doesn't trek into the water. And I'm assuming since they have this province, they probably, if they don't have it already, This unit is either going to take this province or it's coming back from taking it. But it looks like this was the unit that was here before, unless they moved that way. So let's take a look. Abyssia's got a mild force. Abyssian infantry's lava warriors are what you need to be worried about. I think those lava warriors can take this province with ease. I don't know what's in either of these. Very interesting. All right, we have our first actual conflict, and it's being initiated by our pretended god of Shinuyama attacking Abysia here. We've got a couple Kappa. Here we go with these lava warriors. Very cool stuff. Got the sacred bonus. They should be able to buff them. Like, they should have the blessing with flame weapons. I'm not seeing them with the blessing of flame weapons. Not entirely sure why they don't have flame weapons blessing. Should have it. Guess not. I thought Abysia had like really high fire magic to allow them to have flame weapons. Maybe I'm looking at a different god's stats or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not surprised here. Abyssians have very tough armor. Like, what's their armor rating here? They're wearing plate, so they got 18 protection to damage. That's insane to me. Compare that to these like Ashigaru like archers with their Ashigaru armor 12. That 6 damage increase. Alright, looks like we're having independents attack us again. This time it's a pack of wolves that make human noises if they're hit. Are they gonna cause the human noises or not? I guess you're not gonna hear them. But I was looking at the bracket and I was thinking that what I'm gonna do, I mentioned it last episode. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go through the upper bracket up until the finals, and then I'll go down into the lower bracket. It will allow us to see who's the final boss for the lower bracket, and it also allows us to see who's dominating and if we need to be worried. For example, if Aramore makes it easily to the finals, then there's gonna be an issue. The bottom bracket definitely needs to have a high, like very sacred race or something, or like the ability to build a bunch of holy troops. That or get really lucky. That or like for some reason get the AI mindset to build churches everywhere, because the AI in this game has different personalities. A lot of kind of like Civ games where you can have a more aggressive Civ or whatnot. They have different personalities, and I think one of them is indeed a personality that makes them more like holy, I guess, more devout. And that is the personality that you would need for this game mode to win. So all you need is Dominion to win. I think Shinuyama made it to the point where they've stabilized. As you can see, a lot of their units now are the larger units. The Kappas are like regular infantry. The Nodachi dudes are kind of too. Like, they're better than normal infantry. The issue is that they get expensive for them to produce, because it's just the way their nation works. So you need to get early game presence, and that's the issue with them. Maybe there's a better way to do it. Maybe people are they main Shinuyama Middle Ages and they can give some pointers, but I sure as heck can't. And it doesn't look like the AI really can either, because I have a feeling, despite me wanting my weebdom for them to win, I don't think they're going to take this. I think it's going to go to Unlun's Abysia. One of these days, these barbarians are not going to make it to these hoplites. And I was also looking through the bracket. We actually have a water race versus water race in the lower bracket. It's Relay versus, I think, Atlantis? I know it's Relay versus another water nation, and that's going to be real exciting. I don't know I've already generated the map, but I don't remember what it was because I generated all the maps at once. But that's going to be really cool. I don't know who I'm partnered with. If I'm partnered with Relay, that'll be really cool. It looks like Shinuyama is going on the offensive against Abysia. If they win this, we're going to see if Abysia has a lower province. Oh, this is not looking good. Those fire drakes, they breathe fire in a line. If I remember correctly, and also cause fire in an area. No, are these the ones that breathe fire? They do. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh jeez, this is not looking good. And the thing about Abysia, they don't really take damage from fire because they're a fire nation, and some units have fire power. So if they're standing in fire or hot provinces, they do more damage. And this is not looking good. This is exactly what I was fearing for Shinu here. It's not really surprising, to say the least. I said earlier that if I had to pick a favorite based on like my personal playing of the strength of the race, it would have to go to Abysia. And I think Abysia actually might have a chance against Airmore. I know I'm thinking a little bit far ahead here because, you know, you never know what might happen. Shinu might pull it ahead. Abysia might potato. They both probably are going to potato, but Abysia might potato more. You never know what's going to happen. They lost the province to barbarians. But like, I think they would actually be very good against Airmore because of the AoE nature of them. And it's not like a cold AoE, it's fire AoE. And while most undead don't necessarily have a weakness to fire, some do. And the frost resistance doesn't mean anything. Because like, Abysia doesn't use frost magic. So like, those fire drakes would cause hella problems. Are the Independents taking this province too? Looks like it. Yep. And I'm starting to feel the heat too. It's like Abysia took my home province of Arizona because I'm starting to freaking sweat. I have the AC on, by the way. And like I checked the temperature in the hallway, it's 97 degrees with the AC on. And that's probably because my AC's dying, but I think this is a canon match for what's happening in Arizona. Oh my God, like they lost the territory that they just got. I mean, never mind. They lost the Abysia territory. They lost this territory that they got last round, and they lost the one by their home. And what happened to the spies? I guess the spies are either moving around or they died. And they used to have spies in these zones. Let's zoom out so we get a better view of the map. Next turn, I think we'll look at the score graphs, and this is a big turn. There's a lot of battles going on. There's 2 battles initiated by Abysia, 2 by Shinu, and Shinu's attacking 2 provinces that are neutral. So this could be a big swing for Shinu if they're able to hold against Abysia. Though this seems to be like a province that doesn't have any defense, and that's going to be the issue here because like fire resistant doesn't really help. But here we go, firepower. It's the lava warriors that have the firepower, and they also have Berserker 3. So what happens with Berserker is if they take damage, they cannot break. And they get bonuses to attack. Yeah, attack skill, so hit chance, strength for damage, protection, but they lose fatigue, so eventually they're gonna make it to the point where they can't hold out, and this one's already almost broken with fatigue. They have 2 weapons for Morningstar, so they hit like fucking trucks. They have the heat aura that obviously is really good for them, and then they're sacred, so if they get blessed, they can have their flaming weapons to do additional fire damage, which would be very freaking cool. So they took the province. I'm not too surprised. You don't need a whole lot to take provinces away from undefended zones with the medium AI, because for whatever reason, the medium AI doesn't really like to put units in the militia defense. I mean, it's kind of a waste of money in some degrees. Whoa, Independence routed immediately. What the fuck? Is that force really just that big? Like, I'm really confused how like the Independents left that easy. Did they get? They must have got a snipe. They must have sniped the commander or something. All right, so we have Ivy dudes, wolves, Kappa. These wolves better not die, because these Kappa would be able to take this by themselves. And if the wolves died, they might cause the Kappa to break. But they were able to take these 2 provinces. So far, Shinu lost 1 province but gained some 2. But Abysia is doing their second attack against Shinu here. Oh, that fire is so pleasing. We have I think we have a couple lava warriors. These guys classified as lava warriors? No, the lava warriors are the ones that have the 2 morning stars. I don't see any here. Placement lacks something to be desired. Sure, these guys are faster, that's why they're able to pull ahead, but you definitely would want the tower shield guys to be in the front. It doesn't really matter for this province, seeing as how it's like almost completely undefended. But like it works the same way for Aramor, it works the same way for any like Legion-based units. It works the same way for Ulm and Marignan. You want to put your tower shield guys up front, and you want to put your like longer attack range guys behind it, like pikemen. I don't think they're gonna be able to take this at all. The Kelpie like dudes. What is this guy? Sea Dog. Starving. Oh, that's not good. Oh fuck! The Sea Dog with the Obakemono just took out the 1 fire drake. Obviously, it's not enough because this force is quite large from Abysia. Abyssia's troops are expensive. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Like I think they're able to push out more, and like they're more like cost efficient in some ways. So they're not gonna be able to hold this. This is too much of a assaulting force here. Yeah, they're already breaking. They had like 1 Abyssian infantry, and then like 1 Abyssian commander. This is like the typical like size of a defending militia. So I'm not too surprised here. All right. See if we're gonna have another big turn. Dental Plains, Abysia is on the assault. It's just probably a little pissed off that they lost the territory. Freaking fire drakes, dude. So cool. Fucking love them fire drakes. By love them, I mean I absolutely hate them because Abysia and their fucking AoE fire moves and their heat wrecked the shit out of me when I first started playing this game. They're like one of the few factions that I remember actually fighting when I first played this game years and years ago. It was because I was playing Aramor, and like they would just like fucking send in a bunch of fire AoE stuff, and they would just melt my undead. Obviously, I didn't know what I was really playing at that time, so maybe if I was playing better, it wouldn't have been a bigger deal. But I don't know. Whoa! They must have killed the commander. They did. That was an incredibly lucky defense by Shinuyama here. They were able to take out the commander, and then they're running him down, but we don't really need to see that. Seeing as how, like, they killed, like, 2 guys, despite them being incredibly slow. That's unlucky. At least they didn't lose a lot of forces there, so, I mean, that's the bright side. What the hell is this dude? A beast trainer, so he must be a commander. Weird that this guy's here, but there's no fire drakes. Gotta let the shields. Oh, it feels so good to see those shields tank. Oh man, as I said, I'm favoring Abysia in this match, but I don't know. Oh no, they're breaking. Oh no, both sides are kind of breaking a little bit. It's because the Kappa's got into the back there, as you see. Kappa's got into the back, and it made it so those archers couldn't continue to fire. That's the reason I think why Abysia lost the defense here. I don't know, maybe Shinu's making it to the point. They're starting to get the actual archers, the Bakemono archers, rather than the Ashigaru guys. I think we missed out on one of the battles, but I think that's okay. We can just look at the map. So what we're seeing is the spies must have been killed or moved out because we can't see anywhere here. This is Abysia. Shinu actually doesn't have a whole lot of provinces. Oh my god, dude. Like, look at this. Shinu only has 6 provinces after that turn. Oh no. See, this is the issue. Like, they might be stronger middle game, like mid game, and then like a little bit late game. But for these small maps, like they don't have enough time to grow out, and like that's the issue here. There's already a cathedral here. There's probably more cathedrals over here. But see, Abysia had so much extra more time to spread their forces out, and it's not. I think Shinu is in a desperate situation here. Looking at the score graphs, the army size isn't that much of a difference. I mean, it's about double, but like one bad engagement by Abysia could lead to the equalization of that. The Dominion that's starting to like move. I don't know. Look at that slope. It's starting to go up, but I don't think it's enough. Research is going to Shinu, which is not surprising, seeing as how their god is got a magic gain in his territory, so that's not too much of a shock. Income is off the fucking chain for Abysia, obviously because of their provinces are going off the chain, and they have. I think this is the baseline 1. So is this like baseline 2? I mean, I can't read this graph. It doesn't tell us, but so they either have 3 forts or they have 4 forts, which is pretty good for them, to say the least. I think this might be the beginning of the end of Abysia, unless this counterattack works. If Haoshan's counterattack against Abysia works, tactical genius. 4 fire drakes. This is pretty much a guaranteed win. I think this is a decent defending force as well. So they obviously took this province, and they're going to be overextended. So next turn they're probably going to be counterattacked. So let's get to look and see what they have for the potential counterattack. I think they would be able to hold against like a normal size engagement here. This is going to be a loss, 100%. I don't even think we need to watch this one per se, but we will. Let's see what damage these essentially like militia units can do. It's not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot. So they took 1 territory. That's good. That's good for them. Let's see if they can take more. This was a bad attack. I mean, sure, some of these are militia units, but like they had to have seen that this unit force had these fire drakes and had these Abysia. So this was just a bad attack by Shinuyama. It's a bad attack all around. I don't know why they made it. Like, not even the main forces of Abysia have made it. That's very dangerous position though. The commander is just like berserking in. If he loses, if he lost that would have been a huge upset. So they took 1 territory. They made a bad attack in the other. This is the Kappa Wolves division that we saw earlier. They're not taking this. Not at all. The Wolves are breaking in already. The Kappa have lowered morale because of that. And they should break almost like immediately, I would assume. I mean, maybe they're not going to even have the chance to break. Yep, they're already dead. That was a huge loss for Shinu. Losing that many Kappa. I don't know. Looks like the Weebs are going to be out of this tournament. They still have 6 territories. They exchanged these territories here for these ones over here. But I feel like I'm in a dangerous situation. They have a cathedral and a fort here, the home province here. We can't see what they have. I feel like they could attack me at any moment. I don't know why the AI isn't attacking me. I don't have a large force at all. I have 28 units here. I guess I have some of my allies here. But I don't know. Here we go. We gotta. Oh, we're under siege. Oh, but it's by neutrals. Okay. So am I gonna attempt to break the siege? If I did try to break the siege, I will be killed. 100%. I don't have the units, the free units like I did with Airmore or Solaria. So if that happens, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Alright, so there's 4 attacks by Shinu, 5 attacks by Shinu. Oh shit, Shinu actually helped me out here. Whoa, I'm fucking confused. What? I guess they didn't move their troops. How does that work? I guess they attack me first, and then they attack... So they fail. These neutrals beat out my militia and the 28 units that were stationed in my province. Whoa, holy shit. Are you kidding me? Is it like 100 barbarians? They got this. We don't need to watch this. But that's 1 province to Shinu from Abysia. Wow, they're starting to get the fiends through magic. I believe they're through magic. I know you can get fiends through magic, and these horned devils, or spine devils rather. Oh, but those like mini imps are not a good thing. Not cost efficient at all. What is the defense out on these guys? 13. Protection 10. I don't know. They're pretty fragile. For flying units, obviously, they have to be fragile, so they'll get killed in like 1 or 2 hits. Well, I don't like to use flyers. That was unsuccessful. Is this a mercenary group that Shinu has hired? It looks like it has to be a mercenary. Got experience, so I would assume he's a mercenary necromancer group. And he's clearly got this. This is a small force. We don't necessarily see it, but we'll watch it because necromancer is cool and all. That's cool that they hired a little necromancer to be a mercenary for them. So now they got so I think they went 2. They got 2 provinces from Abysia, and Abysia is making 1 attack against them, so it's either going to be 2 in favor of Shinu or 1 in favor of Shinu this turn. And judging by it's just a militia, I'm pretty sure that Abyssia's got this. We can tell that Abyssia's got this. It's like the raw resource cost of their units severely outweighs the resource spent on plain militia. You never know though, like these archers could just like randomly shoot like one of these commanders and then it's all over. Holy shit, it's fucking hot, man. Oh my god. Independents are attacking this province. Let's watch who the hell is attacking me. What is this force? Is it knights? It's a lot of knights. This is what I was afraid of. This is why I say 90% of these fights are gonna go my way. So these knights are gonna be the issue. Like if I get an assaulting force of nothing but knights, I can't hold it. Alright. We get to see Shinu attempt to break it just by standing in my province. Immediately dead. Yep, not surprised. Like the force that was in my territory, I didn't think was gonna be able to. I don't think I can break this. They cannot harm our walls, but I cannot break this siege with what I have. I have no magic because I can't set my research, and I obviously don't have anyone set on research. Though I am curious. Okay. I don't get the research of my ally. I've never really played Disciple games, so I don't know how that works. So I don't have any magic. They still can't harm our walls. I guess we're gonna just have to hold out as long as possible. I hope to goodness that Shinu comes to our aid. Because if they don't, they're gonna lose. Straight up. Or they need to like somehow win another way, by the only other way they can, which is Dominion. But I think they don't have the Dominion required to win, so it won't be an upset if I'm taken out by neutrals here. And not an upset at all. because they're struggling here. Like I would say like 80% of the land, no, I would say 80% of the territories on the map are owned by Abysia, at least. And they've definitely gone into the ocean in some of the provinces, if not all of the ocean provinces. Are they holding? They broke this line. What the fuck are these? Fire imps. Festival to cold. Fucking lizard man, dude. That was a very sloppy match from both sides. These lizardmen could have almost made it to kill the commanders over here, and this group obviously killed the commanders of Shinu. Like one side failed for the north side failed for Shinu, and the south side failed for this. That was very weird. Like a approximate symmetry line. Oh, most of them were ended up being killed. Sucks. Actually, I have no idea which ones we've watched. I don't know which ones we've watched. Alright, we have watched only the first one. We don't need to watch this as a guaranteed victory for Abysia. Look at this force. It's so ragtag. It's so, like, weak. Like, I don't even know if they can even take on this. Like, this is like a militia force with just a single commanding unit with, like, no real defense to it. I don't even know if they can take this with what they have. I guess the guy summoning skeletons might be the turning point for this. So Shinu has that going. But, like, I'm not confident. Oh, the commander's gonna get killed. Abysia's commander's gonna die. I stand corrected. They took that on a little bit easier. Maybe the evasion of these little dudes, these little like mini Oni, is high enough to save them. Or obviously the accuracy and damage from the Obak and Lone archers. At least some of the Abyssians got out. Shinu's going on the offensive here. Just watch this. Brain is melting. It's melting! I meant to hit this one. It's the Necromancer force. This is a guaranteed win. I'm taking my best that this is a guaranteed win. Let us go see if it is a guarantee. And it is. But is it too little, too late? They still have they actually have 7 territories now. But look at this like force of Abysia. Abysia has these 3 ocean provinces. They don't have these 2. They might have this one, but they don't have it. How is their dominion going up? It's gotta be really high. Area. God is located right. But it's really up to Shinu to stop this assault here. Obviously, they got the stem the bleeding that is occurring on their own territory. Abysia is pushing in seemingly to their capital. They're probably gonna attack here next. There might be a trade for provinces. But I feel like this group is gonna try to shoot here. They can't go here. There's no way they'll be able to cross the river. So I think they're gonna attack Waywoods, and they're gonna attack Summerland. Who knows what they have over? They didn't do either. They did not do either. So this is a good turn for Shinu. If they can take any of these provinces, there would be Delta on this turn. Delta positive. Looks like they're taking this one. Oh, the attrition might come in. Like, they did a lot of burn damage things, and it's very possible that an affliction popped up because of it. You got this bog standard militia versus bog standard Bakamono little dudes, 3 horned serpents, and then undead. They're already breaking. Oh, I didn't even see these guys up here. These are the Obakumono, or Dai Bakumono. No, Obakumono. Those are the actual jobs. These guys are actually doing a whole lot of work, but it's not enough. That was some weird army placement. They had them on the flank, not actually protecting the commander. That was a bad army placement by the AI. We don't need to see the uprisings, see they're successful. Yeah, there was a successful uprising over here, and they're still attacking them. Not harm our walls. Way woods. They waited a turn before they attacked the Wayward. And they got this. There's no way they lose this fight. I mean, there is a way. But I doubt that it's going to. Doubt the commander's going. Look at that fire just erupting out of nowhere. Wars of attrition against Abysia are the worst things to go. Unless your race obviously has like heat resistance. It's really bad if you don't have any heat resistance and you have a susceptibility for the fire. But like, if they get a bunch of shield dudes, have a strong front wall, and enemies just keep pounding against them, even if the shield guys don't do a lot of damage, the fire that's going to be ticking on them is going to be pushing. These fire imps are really fucking bright. What the fuck is going on here? Fire shield, but I didn't think they looked that bright last time I saw it. Maybe it was the cold province causing that. A lot of fire noise going on. It is incredibly loud. The only issue I have with them is I have sound effects down to like, I don't know, like 10%. Like, I have sound pretty low in the game, but it just like exponentially gets louder when like multiple like moves go off at the same time. It's a clear victory here. I think these fire imps are definitely going to do a whole lot of work. The thing about them is that I don't think that fire damage goes through the base fire resistance of this here. So like normally when you have archers, you got to be concerned with their accuracy and how they're placed, because they indeed. Holy shit, that wasn't Shinuyama? Wait. That was this battle. They're attacking the fucking whole province. Holy shit. Okay, so they were successful. They're sieging the castle. But like for most like archer units, like there will be friendly fire, and if you like outpace your archers to your infantry, you can basically like commit like infantry suicide or attrition by hitting them, causing inflictions, i.e. wounds, or killing them outright. I don't think those fire imps do damage with their fireball, so that's a pretty good missile artillery situation for Abyssians, is because they're basically immune to that. I would assume. It seemed like it was only doing like 5 damage, and they have 15 fire resistance. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna take that damage. It's pretty cool. The commander's gonna die. The one commander's dead, but Shinu has been routed. Nonetheless, Abysia is showing how strong they are right now. They effectively now have Snowford and their assaulting capital, so it could be the end before even the independents siege me out. Who do you think wins this? I don't know. Like Abysia, I think has the numbers here. I can't really tell because there's so much noise on this map. I guess I could hit this and we could look at it more clearly. Yeah, I think I would give it to Abysia here. The undead is gonna be the only like X factor here. But undead is not gonna hold up against this fire damage. Nope, they're doing it. Pushing them back. I was giving it to Abysia in that fight. Maybe I'm just not respecting the Obakumono, the troll dudes, enough. Maybe, I don't know. Should be respecting their damage out and their damage resistance more. They obviously have to be better than the bog standard ogres. They're like the ogre model. They have to be like a better version of ogres. Ogres are essentially just neutrals. There you go. Ethereal dude somewhere here. Oni Spirit. Yeah, this is the Chaos Power thing. It really came into play. Maybe also got Pillager bonus. But it really came into play with the earlier the early ages of Shinuyama, where Chaos Power came in. But they can still get Chaos Powered units, which is good for them. Alright, so they have a siege going on the capital. And Black Marshes they lost, but they gained Waywoods. And they have Snowford. So what we see right here is what they have to break this siege. They might actually be able to do it if both of these assault at the same time. But at the same time though, if these guys go to break this, they're gonna be casualties on both sides. And Abysia is just gonna push up and take this province for free. And they're already pushing up. Decent size of Abyssians. We don't need to see this, they get this. That's the undefended province. This one should have Obakamono in it, unless they move somewhere else. Nope. If Abysia takes this force out, I think it's a guaranteed victory for Abysia. I don't think Shinu can come back at all. Though I gotta maybe respect these Obakamono a little bit. What is like their base stats? Need to click that. 28 hit points is alright. 26 damage is very respectable. If they hit one of these Abyssians, I don't think the shield's gonna do it for that. I think they'll like they one shot shield guys if they hit. But I think there might be enough here to hold, and it looks like that's the case. Some I think are breaking, or at least trying to get repositioned because they're facing the wrong way. I think some are indeed breaking. But I think overall, Shinu is running. And they lost, like, I'd say maybe 80%, 80-90% of their ogres, or Obakamono. Whoa, they were routed. God, that's so fucking weird. Holy shit, I was not expecting that. I'm honestly surprised that that happened. Well, I mean, I guess they caused the ogres to retreat somewhere. And a lot of them were being killed, so I mean, there's that. Alright, so looks like they weren't successful there, but they were successful here. We have 90 and 25 and 180 sieging. This is the end. Unless, of course, you never know, maybe these knights will break through. They still can't harm our walls, so I doubt it's gonna happen. Independents are revolting in Hexwoods, but let's just see if they're gonna lose this province. I don't think they will because most of their forces are located here. But any damage done, actually no, never mind. This front line is all mercenary, so any damage done to these skeletons is not gonna really cause any necessary permanent damage because they can just hire a different one. But they're killing Daibakemono and they're killing Obakemono. It's not good. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised here. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised. Obviously, they're gonna get routed just because of the numbers advantage here, but this damage is permanent. I don't think even the best Middle Ages Shinuyama user would be able to come back from a situation like this. I think they're definitely one of the weaker factions in the Middle Ages. Sure. So they have a territory that's completely cut off. Max Turmoil. There's probably going to be an uprising, and they probably are going to lose the mercenaries sometime soon. Damned Legion. Death match. Are we going to get a death match before it's over? Shinu is making an offensive attack, trying to get the Black Marshes back. This is like their last-ditch effort. They're using the mercenary. What? I don't know. These fire drakes are able to use their fire moves. I think it's gonna be. Oh, never mind. They're losing flying units, which is gonna be a really big morale hit. The placement of units. The AI sometimes gets really nice with their placement. Other times I don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, the fire drakes are really strong, but they're fragile. You need to have a front line first and then have them flank around. But I don't know, this one survived. And the fire damage on the ground, I mean, I guess Abysia got routed, so I mean, good job. The necromancer mercenary was able to hold. He's the true MVP, I would say. Not Shinuyama. I mean, Abysia is pretty fucking good right now, but he's what has allowed Shinuyama to really come out here, survive. So there's a deathmatch next turn. That'll be interesting to see if it instantly doesn't end. Looks like Abysia is feeding troops into this right now. It's still completely cut off. The hell are these troglodytes? That's crazy. Troglodytes just decided to like come out and attack that. Looks like they're gone. They are indeed gone. The mercenaries that Shinu had, the Undead Legion, the Damned Legion, is no longer available. Misfortune and death. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Black Marshes is being assaulted by Abysia with a very small force against a very small force. So, summon skeleton advantage. Can't overlook that. I think he might just win from summon skeletons. As long as they do some damage, he might still win by breaking the morale, but I don't know, I think the force is too large. It's amazing what you can do with summon skeletons. Like, you can break morale like on fights that there's no way you should win. Alright, here we have the arena. Assassin versus, it looks like mage. I think the mage just won. Look at this, like, permanent CC. Permanent CC. Fucking, that's fine. It's broken. But they did it. They won something. They got the champion Curious. Oh, man. 250 units. We gotta be at near in the end of this. It looks like... What? I'm very confused. Were they successful in this? Were they not successful? It does have level 6 Astral, so he doesn't have Twist of Fate. It's Lucky, Fortune Teller. It's obviously inspirational. Did they lose this? Or will the god just be able to be spawned in another province? I think that's how it works. But losing your home territory is pretty much game over. Also, these fucking flamers are loud as shit. I'm not gonna look at them. And I'm not even looking at them. They're so fucking loud. Like they kind of are cheap, like they're clipping through the wall for the damage. With 207 HP left. What are the Abyssian troops AI doing right now? It's like just standing here. The AI is just like stuck against the wall. Diabolical Millennial Sorcerer up there. Are mostly routed. Of course they're mostly routed. The only one left is the fucking god. And he can't do anything, he's completely surrounded. I don't know why he moved up here, but it actually worked in his fucking advantage because the AI seems to have broken and attacked just right there. So they've taken the home province, and that just leaves these two provinces left before a victory is achieved. Or you never know, I might be assaulted and killed by the knights that have been assaulting this fortress for God knows how long. They got one without a battle. And I think that's it. They've won, okay. No, they haven't won. They still have this territory they have to get. Once they get this territory, we can call the victory for total domination. They have to get all the provinces. Oh, they've been permanently vanquished. They took the territory. So, we have a true victor. We have to get the true victory, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to demolish our lab. I want to see the true victor has arrived. So let's demolish fortress. Why can't I demolish the fortress? I guess because we're being assaulted. So let's just break the siege then. How about that? We'll break the siege and die. Wait, are you kidding me? I can't do anything about this? I can't just be killed? I guess I'm stuck in this like infinite loop here. Where my god got killed. Okay, so this is it. This is game over. I guess we can't force a loss here. I don't think Abysia is gonna come in anytime soon, but we could just like wait a few turns. Let's just wait a few. Let's see if Abysia decides to attack me. Okay, they got the Dominion victory. All right, finally. Rejoice! A true god has ascended. Ulnoon, devourer of sins, the brilliant god, he who stole the fire, great ruler of Abysia, has led his people to victory. In all the temples of this world, hymns are sung to Ulnoon's glory, offerings made to the great god of all. Now this world is at peace. One being rules supreme and has banished the false pretenders to places of darkness and eternal suffering. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's look at the map here. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this Dominion. Abysia pulled off like a 100% victory here. He won with Dominion, but at the same time completely wiped out his enemy. Killed the god, assaulted the fortress, and I looked at the end. Independents started attacking the capital of Shinuyama. Let's look at some of the statistics. Obviously, look at this province growth straight up. They started growing way earlier than Shinu. That's like four turns, maybe 5 turns before Shinu even started taking territory. Ports, obviously, they just kept building them. Income just kept going up. Gem income, obviously, because they get more provinces. Research, this is obviously where they died. And Dominion here. I don't know what this line is. This Dominion, it's weird looking. But Shinu actually was beating Dominion earlier on. I think it's obviously because Haoshan has level 6 Dominion, so he was able to push out earlier. But the inability to get territories really caused the hamper in here. And obviously they died out here. Army size, they just couldn't do it. Like, even look at this early game army. This early game army was huge, but they were unable to take territories because they're just 90% trash units. So they kept struggling here and struggling, and like this was their turning point. If they were able to, at this point, take a really good battle, I think they could have turned the game around, and we would have saw the crossover here. But no, they lost a large battle, and then at that point they couldn't come back. No peak would ever come back. So there we have it, fam. There we have it. Round 6, I believe, of the first Season 1 tournament. And we have the winner of Abysia. I think Abysia or Marignan, depending on how this works out, will easily be able to maybe be able to put a stop to Airmore's dominance. So that's a good sign. But without too much further ado, let's cut this off. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Oh, wait, hold up. If you're still here, if I didn't like troll you out and leave early. The next battle, the last battle of the upper bracket, will be Pangea, Age of Bronze versus Archocephalae, the Old Kingdom. I have no idea how Archocephalae plays. I think they it was a newer race that they patched in, or maybe it was in the game the whole time, but I've just never played it. I have no idea what they do. Pangea is the like Greek myth race, so I've played them quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but a decent amount. I would assume, not assume, but say rather. So I don't know if I had to pick one. I would obviously have to pick Pangea because I have no idea what Archocephaly is like. But after that, we aren't going down to the lower bracket to finish the lower bracket first round. We're going straight to second round of upper bracket. We're gonna continue on until we get to the finals. And that would be, after Pangea and Archocephaly, we're gonna have the Bandar Log faction, which got a bye just by random chance because no one's got actual seeding stats here. So just by random chance, Bandar got a bye. So it'll be Bandar versus Man, and then it will be Pelagia versus Asphodel, which I think Pelagia is gonna straight up lose that. I'm not gonna give them an advantage. They got their one bye. They got their one handicap. They aren't getting another one. So Pelagia versus Asphodel. My money's on Asphodel. Then we have Marignan versus Airmore, and then we have Abysia versus either Pangea or Archocephaly. So if I'm gonna pick, my money's on Pangea. So the way I'm seeing it is gonna be Abysia versus Pangea. And out of these winners so far, if I had to pick the one that I would want to win this upper bracket, I personally want Asphodel to win. But if I was being realistic, I think it's gonna be either Airmore or Abysia. It's one of the two. And with that, I am signing off. See you guys.